Bas, talking to Sheldon yesterday, he made it really clear that, when you weren't playing, it didn't have much to do with your game, just kind of a numbers game thing. But he did specify that there were things that, he wanted you to look at. What were some of those things, and how do you sort of evaluate that?
It's nice you said that. I think maybe just the more of the physicality aspect that I'm able to bring. I think I have been playing well, and I had a good start to the year. And if I can provide more of that, obviously that's my role and that's my job. So I'm going to try and do that.
I think you played maybe one game with Justin last year. Did you? Yeah. So what is he like, kind of as a centerman there? Even from practicing, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's obviously played in the NHL a bunch, and no stranger to playing games in Vancouver. So simple game. I know sometimes it's tough to get called up and thrown in the fire, but I think he aligns well with us.
He said yesterday, in talking to him, he's like, I know what type of a person and teammate that Curtis Lazar is. It's like, if I can bring half of that, I'm doing my job here. Yeah. I see this, like, obviously it's a huge loss to lose Laser and what he does, but also, do you feel that, like, Justin has kind of a bit of that in him as well?
Yeah, of course. So both great guys, and I think they both pump each other's tires equally as much. And the nature of the business sucks that the second that a guy like Laser, who's so good and so effective, and like he said, such a great teammate, he goes down. It's tough to fill the void, but you got to just do everything you can to do that right away.
So the last time we chatted with you was first day back, so we're talking about that kind of stuff. But I'm curious now, 3 games in playing with Luke, he's such an instinctual player. I noticed times where he'll get the puck and he'll, immediately skate the other way. So how are you learning and kind of adjusting to that, and where do you feel you're at 3 games in his career?
Yeah, no, he goes off his instincts. That makes him so good. And I think, the more he plays and gets in a rhythm, the better he's going to be. So I think each game we've gotten better together, and still going to take some time to get used to each other. But anytime you can play with a player with his talent, it's easy.
I mean, your pair gave up nothing last game, no shots on goal. The underline's really good too. What did you think you guys did well that night?
Just moved the puck well. We communicated well. I think that's key too, especially with a new partnership. Is talking the D zone really everywhere. It makes everyone's lives easier. Did a good job of that, and anytime you can, Luke gets the puck in the offensive zone, it's he's going to keep it on his stick. So.
I know, obviously you didn't have a preseason, so in terms of, just getting in that game speed and feeling sharper and sharper, do you feel now 3 games in you've kind of ramped up as if you'd had a preseason?
Yeah, definitely feel better. First few games were a little weird for me, but definitely just getting my timing and rhythm back for sure, and hopefully it'll just continue to get better as the games go on here.
And your dad's calling Dawson Mercer shots to score goals, by the way, on Twitter, not you. He said it was Dawson was going to score.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that for a while. I've tuned out of his Twitter, to be honest.
What is it? Is there anyone that Luke reminds you of playing with before at some point, or is it just a completely different?
To be honest, yeah, it's different than I've ever played with. Just like I said, just so much talent and so young, and there's just so much for him to grow still as well. Yeah. It's really cool, and I'm just happy hopefully I can help him out along the way, and kind of just provide a little stability back there for him.
Is he a big communicator with you in terms of what you need, that kind of thing?
Yeah, not really. He kind of just does his thing, but no, it'll continue to get better. We chat all the time off the ice, so I think that's also a huge part of a partnership, is getting to know the guy off the ice and becoming close with him. I think it translates really well on the ice for chemistry. We'll just continue to grow.
Obviously, the answer is pretty obvious, but just how important is it here to get this long road trip, time changes and all that off to the right start, and that has to be from puck?
Yeah, huge. Biggest first period is going to be the biggest period of the road trip, in my opinion. Set the tone right off the bat. Feel good about our game, get our structure and system going, and playing 3 good teams. So we got to play a full 60.
What's the biggest challenge of Vancouver that you see?
Yeah, well, they got Quinn back there. He's another good Hughes. He's a good player. They got some serious firepower up front. So they hound the puck on the forecheck. So we gotta try to make sure to try to break out clean and just try to stay in their end.
You bring up Quinn. How remarkable is it to,
Yep.
you know, 3 boys, 1 team, or one,
Yep.
you know, 1 family, what they're able to do?
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
You've been playing with 2 of them.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. You know, I got to play with Jordan and Eric Stahl, and kind of reminds you of, you know, they're like the upcoming Stalls. So it's really cool just to see the talent in that family. Obviously, I haven't gotten to know Quinn, but you know, you talk to Jack and Luke, and they're just normal dudes and super cool and funny. So yeah, it's cool to see the family grow.
It looked like against Anaheim, the play in front of the net, protecting that area, was better from a Devil standpoint, clearing rebounds, not allowing those high-grade shots. Did you see it the same way? And what was it? Just a matter of it now starting to work better?
I mean, I think we certainly gave up a lot less. I think you probably attribute it more to the fact that we probably had the puck a great deal more in that game and had to defend a lot less as a result. I mean, any of the times we've had some struggles defensively, it's when we haven't had the puck enough. We've been overwhelmed. We've been defending tired, all those kind of things. So that's really what it's about for me. We've proven over and over again in the early going here that we can defend and protect our net. We just have to minimize how much we have to do it. So less time on our end, more time with the puck on the offensive side of the ice, and the good teams make that real difficult on you. And tonight certainly will be the case, and we got to work our way through that. And when it is time to defend, we got to do it hard.
How integral will it be for Nathan Bastian to really bring more of his physical side to the game? He said to me this morning that was maybe one of the things that was lacking.
Yeah, he just keep doing the things that he's been doing. He's played really well for us. You know, I think he has a little more physical edge that he can bring to the mix as well. But yeah, he doesn't have to overthink it. He's got to go out and play.
Looking at the Hall line, obviously, like Cotter and Nason have scored a bunch, gotten some of the headlines. But how integral has Eric Holla been, do you think, to that trio working so well?
Yeah, he's been really important. I mean, he usually starts with the face-off a lot of times, and he's done a nice job there. His ability to take him on both sides really helps the line. But I think, you know, all 3 guys, you know, have got, you know, assets that collectively help the line go well on both offense and defense. So, yeah, we've liked it. A lot of games when we've been at our best as a team, that line has been at their best, and that's an important thing and speaks to the value to the group.
Just Brad has kind of been a quiet leader on the stat sheet, 2 goals, 10 assists through the 12 games. Just what do you like overall from what he's able to bring, especially when he has the puck on his stick since he's...
Yeah, I mean, obviously ability to transport the puck up the ice, get us out of trouble. Those are the kind of things that don't show up on the stat sheet necessarily. But as I just spoke of, we become a far better defensive team, and we don't have to defend nearly as much. And players like Bratt, when they get the puck on their stick, they usually do a really nice job of driving it down the ice and putting us on offense. So I've really liked how he's worked. You know, he probably hasn't got enough credit for the work that he's done in the penalty kill this season as well. He's been really good in that area. So, you know, I've been happy with him. I'm learning his game more, and I think there's more offense to be had for sure. But I like that he hasn't cheated the game in search of more offense. And we like to think we're playing a more structured game offensively with the puck. You know, we're less rush-based and things like that, so the game's not as wide open. So it's a little bit harder for those guys to find their offense, but as I was saying, I think it helps our defensive game at the same time, and that's really important, and he's bought into that.
What do you appreciate about what he can do on the penalty kill?
Well, he has really good reads, and then he has the speed to close and jump into to close on people or jump into holes and recover. And then, of course, he's always going to keep power plays honest with his ability to take the puck and go in transition. So, yeah, he's been really good that way.
They talked about, like, for last year for these guys, defending got better by not having to defend, like making better decisions in the offensive end. Is that what when you're talking about that process, like when to hold on to pucks and not try and force things, and how tough is it to get that evolution out of a new group?
Yeah, that certainly is it for us. I do think. You know, as I was just saying, this team historically has been very, very strong on the rush, and we want to continue to be that when those opportunities present themselves, but we're not going to force the issue. We're not going to create problems for ourselves the other way in search of a play off the rush if it's not going to be available. And then, yes, keeping the puck in our hands and away from our end that requires our ability to hang on to the puck and to not be one and done in the offensive zone. So that's an area of growth for us as a team that we continue to talk about on a daily basis. And in some games we've shown that. I think in Prague we did a really nice job against Buffalo there. I think the Anaheim and Detroit games serve as good samples in that regard as well. But there's teams in the league that make that very, very challenging because they're doing the exact same thing on the other side, and you got to be able to manage that, and that's where we'll be put to the test tonight.
I know it's not on the trip, but is there any update timeline-wise on Curtis?
No update. In terms of the actual number, I think they're still getting some other opinions and such. So we'll get an answer for you on that when we have the full information.
Thank you, Sean.